Hey there, this is LaQuita with QuitaBugHandmades.com, and thank you so much for joining me today for another Stampin' Up! Tutorial. For today's project, I am featuring the Pop of Paradise stamp set. You guys have seen me use this set many times. I love this one. So here's today's card that I'm going to share with you how to create, and I absolutely love how this card turned out. I think it's just such a sunny and bright and cheerful card. I absolutely love it, and this card was inspired by my team theme challenge this week, which was summer. So every week I have a challenge for my team. It's either a theme challenge or it's a color challenge. We alternate weeks, and this week we had a theme challenge for summer themed projects. So this is the project that I'm going to share. So I just love the crushed curry and the black and white together on this card. I just think it really stands out. And I'm using one of my favorite designer series paper packs from the new annual catalog, which is the Pick a Pattern designer series paper. And I've shared a few projects with you guys using that designer series paper. So if you remember from earlier this month, I shared my May customer thank you cards, which featured some of that designer series paper. And if you are one of my newsletter subscribers, or if you follow my blog, you would have seen this project that I shared. I think I shared this one last week, and again I used that Pick a Pattern designer series paper and I combined it with the Eastern medallion thinlits, and I absolutely love this card as well. So let's go ahead and get started, and I will show you how to create this sunshine card. Alright, so I want to go ahead and stamp because we're using basic black archival ink, which can take a little bit of time to dry. So I want to go ahead and get that out of the way. So I'm stamping the Hello sentiment from the stamp set, and I'm just going to put that right here on my scrapped Whisper White, press and hold so that my ink absorbs, and beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and nope, let's go ahead and put this away actually. So now we can set that to the side, and I wanna also go ahead and decorate my envelope. You guys know by now that I never leave an envelope naked. Never, never, never. So I'm gonna use my crushed curry Stampin' Right marker as well as my basic black marker, and I'm using the pineapple. This was actually my first time to use this little pineapple stamp. Can't believe I've never used it. So I'm just going to ink up the top part of my pineapple here with my basic black. So this is obviously a non-traditional pineapple. Okay, so I've got that. You could definitely use your ink pads if you do not have the Stampin' Right markers. Just have to be a little bit more careful. But our ink pads are raised, so you could definitely bring the ink pad. Uh-oh, I picked up some black there. Let me see here. You could definitely bring the ink pad to this stamp and get the same look. All right, so I think I've got that ready. So I'm just going to put a little breath on here. And that just re-moistens the ink. Oh no, I think I got my envelope dirty. That's all right. Give it a stamp, and there we go. Just a simple little pineapple down there in the bottom left corner. Love that. Okay, so I think our sentiment is dry. I'm just gonna bring in my 1¼ inch circle punch and punch this right out, and it's just gonna give you a very thin border of white around that hello. All right, so I've got my Big Shot here, and I'm gonna bring in my magnetic platform and one cutting plate. And then I've got some crushed curry cardstock here, and I'm just gonna lay this down. And then I'm gonna use the Sunshine from the Sunshine Wishes Thinlit dies, and I'm just going to lay that right on top of my cardstock here, put my cutting plate on top, and we'll just run this through. All right, so I ran that through my Big Shot twice. Since I'm not using the precision base plate, I ran it through twice, and then check this out. Take your Big Shot die brush, just run that over there just a tiny bit, and then this die pops right out of there. There we go, we've got our sunshine. All right, so now I'm just gonna come in and switch to my Big Shot platform, put down my cutting plate again, and then I've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This is cut at 3.5 inches by 4 inches, and I'm going to just add this inside of my polka dot basics embossing folder here. Try and get my polka dots where I want them. Well, I guess right there looks good. I'll just lay that down, put another cutting plate on top, and we'll run this through. All right, so now I've got my card base here. This is a piece of Whisper White thick cardstock, and this is cut at 11 inches by 4 1/4, and I have scored it at 5 1/2, and that's gonna make this a vertical folding card, or top folding, so it'll open up like this, okay? So what we're gonna do is I've got some of that Pick a Pattern Designer Series paper. I'm gonna just add this right on top using Fast Fuse, and this is cut down to 5 1/4 inches by 4 inches. Alrighty, so I've got that Designer Series paper down. Now I'm just going to take my Whisper White out of my embossing folder, and you can see here, look at those polka dots. I just love that. I'm actually, instead of using the embossed side, I'm gonna flip this over and use the debossed. So I'm using the opposite side here to get the depressed image showing instead. So I'm just gonna add this on with Fast Fuse, and then I'm gonna pop this onto the front of the card, kind of at an angle off to the left, just like this. All right, so now I've got some of our basic black baker's twine here, and I am just going to wrap this around my card, kind of upside down here, 3 times. Okay, just like that, and then I'm just going to clip this off. Oh, let's see, right about here should be good. All right, so now I'm just taking this twine and I'm just gonna tie it in a simple bow here, off to the left. Pull tight. There we go, pull the ends here. Hopefully my twine will work with me here. Okay, there we go. I think that looks okay. So I'm just going to take my scissors and just, whoopsies, just trim the ends off here. Okay, there we go. Looks good to me. Okay, so I've got some of my Tombow liquid glue here, and I'm just going to start adding this onto the back of my sunshine. Trying not to put too much. If I had the our new adhesive sheets, I would have used that for this, but I just ordered it, so it's in the mail headed to me. I don't have it yet, so I'm just going to do this. You could also use your fine tip glue. That would work too. All right, so I've got my adhesive on the back of my sunshine. Just going to add that on at an angle right here. Give that a press. Okay, there we go. That looks pretty good. All right, so now I'm gonna bring in my hello and just add a little bit of Fast Fuse to the back of that. And then I've got some of our basic black metallic thread, and I'm just gonna wrap this around my hand just a few times, and we're gonna add this to the back of our hello, just to add some interest to that hello. All right, so I've got my loops added on, and you can just see once you put that against the white how that looks. So I'm just gonna add a couple of dimensionals to the back of this, just to lift this up. There we go. And then we'll just add this on, let's see, right about there should be good. Okay, and there we go. That finishes up this quick and easy card. I love this card. All right, so I'm just gonna bring in my envelope and the card that we created in the video, as well as my original, and there we go. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. This is a great color combination that you can also pick up from this project, the basic black, the crushed curry, and the white. So again, if you'd like to purchase any of the supplies that you saw me use today, you can click the links below this video in the description notes. I've got all of the products listed down below, or you can head on over to today's coordinating blog post where I've got all of the supplies as well as the measurements listed over there, and that link is below the video in the description notes as well. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Bye now.